make some Coca-Cola chicken. We're gonna start with about 12 ounces of Coca-Cola in the bottom of our crock pot. Just get that thing bubbling. We're gonna throw our chicken breasts in there with the Coke. Years ago when I was a kid, we had an exchange student that we were hosting from Indonesia, which is actually where my grandmother's from. And he made this Pepsi Coke chicken. I think he used Pepsi, and it was amazing. And I was just thinking about that recently and wanted to try it. So we got the Coke and the chicken in there. We're gonna throw in some garlic salt. Your discretion. We're gonna also throw in some pepper. Get the spices kind of mixed in there. It'll all kind of soak up, and then we're gonna throw in about half of this barbecue sauce that I have. About a 1/4 cup to half a cup's worth in here with it. Because we want to save the other half for the next part. Give that one last little stir, kind of get it mixed all together. Get it submerged in the Coke there. Then we're going to put the lid on. We're going to put it on high for 3 hours. We're going to come back and we got the next step. All right, so it's been about 3 hours. Now what we want to do, take this out and we're going to drain it and bring it back. So we got those nice and drained. Now let's come over here. We're going to make a little sauce with leftover Coke. About 12 more ounces, and then the rest of that barbecue sauce that we had. Get that all mixed together. Give it a good whisk. I'm going to pour that sauce back over our chicken. Now on low for 1 more hour, and these babies should be ready. Alrighty, so let's take one of these out, get it nice and shredded. All right, now that we got that nice and shredded, if you want, you can take a Hawaiian roll, make a nice little chicken slider out of your Coke chicken. Just throw some on there. So you can eat it as is, or you can throw your favorite sauce. I'm gonna do the special sauce from Primal Kitchen, or you can do ranch or some more barbecue sauce. It's whatever you want on it. And then you can eat it. Got some good flavor, y'all. Hamburger stew. We're gonna start with about 2 pounds of roasted potatoes that I peeled and diced. Then we're gonna add in about a 1/2 pound of carrots, just about 4 or 5 carrots. Put that in there. We're gonna put in 1 yellow onion. I got a big yellow onion, so I'm not gonna use all that. Don't wanna over onionize it. That's a word. And we're gonna add in 2 good heaping teaspoonfuls of minced garlic. In fact, actually, I want a little bit more. Actually, I want 1 more. There we go. I like a lot of garlic in my hamburger stew. Next, we got our stewed tomatoes that we're gonna pour over that. And very important part, the hamburger. Got a pound of ground beef. We're gonna drop in there. My hands are clean, I washed them. Let's give that a good little stir real quick. Just a light stir, because I'm about to put some seasonings on there. All right, next we're gonna take some parsley. Just give it a good sprinkling. This will be at your discretion. Rosemary. Give it that little bit of rosemary flavor. I don't like doing too much of it because it can kind of overpower the others. Also, rosemary is good for growing back your hair, that I'm finding out recently. Got some black peppercorn and thyme. Anybody got time for that? I'm sorry, forgive me. Okay, once we have those seasonings in there, we're gonna give it another gentle stir, kind of get everything mixed in together before we add our last few ingredients. This hamburger stew. All right, once we give that a gentle stir, we're gonna put in 2 cups of beef broth. And we're gonna put in some Worcestershire. I never know how to pronounce that. I still do not know how to pronounce this, but Worcestershire sauce. It's pretty powerful, so you don't want to do too much of it. Also powerful, soy sauce. We're gonna do even less of that, but just a little bit. Give it that little bit of kick. There we go. Give it one final stir to make sure everything is mixed together, the spices, the sauces, all the things you want in there. Give it that good last final stir. We're gonna put the lid on. We're gonna put it on high for 4 hours. High for 4 hours, and we'll come back and this thing should be ready to go. Let's check on our hamburger stew. Mmm. Smell all those spices. Look at that. That looks good. Okay, one little pro tip here. So take your spoon and kind of just gently smash up some of the potatoes. You probably won't see them because they'll be more towards the bottom once you smash them. But what that's going to do is just thicken up your stew just a little bit. What you're going to do is you're going to add in some frozen peas. You don't even have to thaw them because frozen peas will thaw out really quickly in the stew itself. So let's just get this mixed in there. Should only take a minute. Okay, we got those pretty good and mixed in there, so let's serve it up. That looks like a hearty stew. I mean, just look at that. That makes me think of like if I grew up in England in the 1700s or something. This is what I would have eaten. The classic hamburger stew. Let's give it a try. It's got everything you need. All in one delicious bite. Mmm. That really is good. Wow. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I really do like this. It's really easy to make. It's really easy to put together. You just throw it in there, go for 4 hours, go do whatever you need to do some shopping, come back, you got a hearty meal for you and your family. Make some Mexican shredded chicken. And we'll get one more piece in there, kind of shove it in. We got triplets, y'all. All right, so we got the chicken in there. Next, we're gonna throw some diced green chilies over the top. And then also some diced tomatoes that we're gonna pour over the top as well. And then we're gonna do about 4 little spoonfuls of garlic.
What's your favorite? You
could do teaspoons. I'm doing 4 half tablespoons, which is 2 tablespoons. Actually a little bit more because I just I can never do too much garlic personally. And we're gonna put in, we got half an onion that I diced up that we are gonna put in here for more flavor. And we'll start in with the seasonings. We're gonna sprinkle it with a little paprika, maybe half a teaspoon's worth. Some chili powder, about a teaspoon worth. I just kind of eyeball it, whatever feels right, kind of works. Some cumin, very strong smelling, but very tasty spice. Maybe do about a teaspoon worth in there. Make sure to be generous with that. That gives it more of the Mexican chicken flavor. And then, of course, some salt and pepper. All right, now that we have all that together, we're gonna put 1 cup of organic chicken broth over the top of all of it. And finally, we're gonna stir all that up together. Make sure it's nice and kind of distributed throughout the spices and all the ingredients and things. Smelling good. We haven't even started cooking it yet. Okay, once we have that all mixed together, we're gonna put the lid on top. We're gonna set it on low. And we're gonna come back in 6 to 8 hours. We'll be about ready. All right, let's take a look at our Mexican shredded chicken. So we're gonna take the chicken out. Got a little step before this thing's over. Look at that snow out there. Can y'all still see that? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Perfect time for Crockpot. All right, so once we take those out, I mean, most of y'all know how to do this. Take 2 forks and just start shredding that mess. When you do the Crockpot, it shreds quickly. All right, that's pretty good and shredded. Some other pieces will, you know, fall off and whatnot. So we'll just put that back into the Crockpot. Ooh, sorry. Give it a nice stir. Just get the chicken in there.
It smells so good.
All those spices we put in there. All right. Once we got that, got our bowl. Kind of turned into like a little chicken soup type thing.
Yum.
And then for me, because I like just, you know, I like a little flavor, I'll put a little bit of salsa right on top. I know there's already flavor, but I like flavor on flavor. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
Mmm.